The Witch's Whispers. To the north of our village lies a dense forest. Since old times, people have said that a witch once lived there. They claimed she would come out in the darkness of night, make the cries of a child near the village, and whoever wandered into the forest after hearing them would never return. I first heard these tales in childhood from my grandfather, but the human heart is always captive to curiosity. When I grew up, all this seemed like nothing more than the inventions of the village elders. I would laugh, saying, "Where are witches in this age?" But fate showed me a night that changed my thinking forever. The Call of the Forest. It was a winter night. The moon was hidden, and the wind carried a strange, whispering sound. I was sitting with friends on the edge of the village when suddenly we heard the cry of a child from afar. Everyone's face turned pale. "It's her!" one of my friends said in a trembling voice. I mocked them, saying, "Oh, it must be a fawn." "You people are cowards." But deep inside, my heart too was restless. My friends warned me not to go near the forest at this hour, yet stubbornness and pride never let a man stay in control. I decided I would go myself and see whether this was truth or illusion. The Dark Path. I picked up a lantern and stepped into the forest alone. As I went further, the cool shade of trees and the rustling of leaves quickened my heartbeat. From somewhere in the distance, the same cry of a child came again. I followed the sound. After some time, the wind carried a whisper as if calling my name. "Ahmed! Ahmed!" I froze. How could this be? The voice sounded exactly like my late mother. My heart wanted to turn back at once, but my feet felt bound. The first glimpse. In the faint moonlight falling on a bush, I saw a woman standing there, dressed in white with loose hair and red eyes. In my mother's voice, she said, "Son, come closer. I need you." A chill ran down my spine. I realized this was no human, but the witch I had heard about since childhood. I tried to recite a prayer, but my tongue faltered. The witch laughed, a laugh so sharp it felt like thorns piercing my ears. The pursuit. I turned and ran, but the forest path had changed strangely. The way I had come was gone. Everywhere were identical trees, identical bushes. It seemed I had entered another realm. Behind me came the sound of footsteps, sometimes laughter, sometimes cries. The witch was toying with me like a cat plays with a mouse. "Where will you go, Ahmed?" "This is my forest." Her voice echoed from all directions. The old ruin running blindly. I reached an ancient ruin, broken walls, a muddy chamber, and inside it, a burning torch. Summoning courage, I stepped in. The moment I entered, a gust of wind slammed the door shut. I was trapped. Suddenly, the same woman appeared in the corner of the room. This time, her face was hideous, and her body was soaked in blood red. She said, "Centuries ago, I was deceived and killed, buried in this forest. My soul never found peace. Now I keep every human who comes here with me. Tonight, you will stay too." The final prayer. I closed my eyes and called upon God with all my heart. "Oh Allah, save me!" Just then, the glass of the lantern shattered and fire erupted. Flames filled the room with light. The witch let out a piercing scream and dissolved into smoke. The door opened and I ran outside. The wind had stilled, and the forest was silent, as if nothing had happened. Somehow, I made it back to the village. The end. After that night, I never again set foot in that forest. Even today, when the wind whispers and the sound of a crying child comes from afar, my hair stands on end. People say the witch still roams there, searching for her next prey. And now I give the same advice the elders once gave me. Never go into the forest at night. She is still there.